And so if you want to get on the guest list, talk to him and he'll get you on the guest list, okay? So welcome everybody to Own It. Welcome to this featured hour that happens here exclusively on the Meet Me live streaming community at 5 p.m. Eastern time, or if you're around my side of the world, it would be 2 p.m. Pacific time here every single Tuesday. This is Own It. This is the show where you find inspiration, you find a safe space to be yourself, to connect with other streamers, other content creators, just to find positive energy. And the intention with Own It is for you and I to become the best versions of ourselves possible through owning the uniqueness of who we are. I say it and I will say it every single show. I believe that the only way to be successful in life, in anything, is to truly, truly own who you are. And with that said, I want to welcome everybody who's just tuning in. I have a couple of announcements as people are joining. I will probably keep on repeating these announcements, but for now, a couple of disclaimers and reminders. Reminder number one, this is a featured show, okay? I know I don't have any of the fancy stuff, but it is a featured show. It is a featured show. We are being featured on the main Meet Me page. And with that said, I just want to remind you all that because it's a feature show, number one, keep it respectful. I mean, you should always keep it respectful in every single stream, but especially during featured hours, okay? Keep it respectful. No profanity, please, with my guest or myself or in the chat box, because otherwise you will be removed. Quick reminder to my guest before I invite you in the guest box. If you happen to be driving, please make sure you park, because I cannot have you on the show if you are driving around. It is not allowed, nor do we want you to, right? We want you to be safe and, but if you're a guest and you are not home, make sure you're in a place where you're not driving, okay? That's going to become a new disclaimer here on the app, on the show. Another disclaimer is, if you see me that I am not personally or individually acknowledging you throughout the duration of this featured hour, is because it is a feature show. We do have segments and a format we have to follow, but that doesn't mean that I am not looking at you, okay? My comment box is open. I am looking at everybody tuning in. I am looking at all the gifts and the hearts and the comments. Love and like for you. Thank you. So I do appreciate every single person on here who's tuning in, who's commenting, who's gifting. Everything's appreciated and welcome. So thank you for your beautiful energy. And the other thing I want to say is I want to invite you all to stay towards the end of the show, until the end of the show, because a couple of things are going to happen throughout the show, okay? At the very end, I am going to invite both my guests back in the chat box for final remarks, and whoever is my top gifter, supporter of the stream in this featured hour is going to become my newest bouncer, just as a thank you. Just thank you for being here, okay? So make sure that you're staying throughout the show, and make sure that if you want to be a bouncer, then you're supporting. But I just want to say thank you. What else should I mention? Oh, I need to mention as well to follow me on Instagram, connect with me on Instagram, as I am always there, okay? And you guys can see what I do, what I'm about, who I am. So with that said, I want to welcome everybody who's new on here. And if you're new, you're probably wondering, who is this girl? Who's that Cuban girl? What does she have this feature show? What's this all about? So I'm going to quickly introduce myself in case you don't know me. My name is Cicely. I am a model. I am a former Miss Cuba. I am a former ring girl for boxing fights. What else? I have done so many things in entertainment. I have been in movies. I have been in a whole bunch of music videos. I've been in LA for 10 years. So in 10 years, I've gotten to do so much in the industry, and I'm so happy and grateful. And I am also launching my new online business in just a few days. So make sure that you connect with me, because it's something that you guys are going to truly love. It's something that is going to teach you a lot of things about things that can help you as streamers. Okay, so make sure you stay tuned. With that said, welcome guys. This is my way of giving back to all of you with Own It, and to talk, to give you tips about life in general, to talk about topics that are helpful for not just for you, but for me as well, because I always end up learning from all of you guys, from my guests, from you guys watching and you commenting on the comment box. I always leave Own It in such high vibrations, and I'm so grateful for that. So what happens during Own It is we always have two amazing guests that join me in conversation, and we discuss the topic of the day. And the topic of the day is always different. At least I try to make it different. I mean, it's becoming a little bit difficult, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't even know what episode this is. We've been doing Own It for a year and a half now. I started streaming in August, and I think Own It got approved in September. Yeah, I had only been streaming for like a month-ish when Own It got approved. So like we've done so many episodes at this point that I have so many different topics. But yeah, that's also why I want you guys to connect with me on IG, because if you have any feedback or ideas or topics or anything, I always welcome you guys' input, okay, for the show. So yeah, today's topic is something that, as usual, the topic is inspired by my guests. And reading both my guests' bios today, I was like, you know what? They both seem to be very positive people. And I want to make the conversation today about spreading love and positivity. I think that, especially in the streaming community, right? There are a lot of positive streamers for sure, but I also know that we need a little bit more positivity on these streets, you know? At least that's what I've heard. So I wanted to make this show today about love, spreading love and positivity, how to do that, or like if you guys are going through, thank you for the hearts, if you guys are going through things that are difficult or challenging, how you guys can positively move away from those situations. And I'm just really curious to see what my guests have to say about that. And then I'll give you my own input. So with that said, welcome to Own It, everybody. I want to invite both my guests to request the chat box, please. But welcome everybody to Own It. My name is Cicely. I go by That Cuban Girl. And I want to invite you to follow me on Instagram, connect with me on Instagram. Emoji J is going to drop it on here shortly. But I'm a model. I'm in entertainment. I've been in entertainment for 10 years. I love what I do. I love talking. I love giving tips and tricks. And I'm an entrepreneur. I do a lot of different things. And Own It is all about owning the uniqueness of who you are. And, you know, I believe that we all have a story worth sharing. So this is what this show is all about. We feature streamers, creators on here, and we share our thoughts and different topics every week. And if you're about good vibes and inspiration and tips about different things, I encourage you to stay all the way throughout the show and support the show. So with that said, I want to introduce my first guest of the day. I'm gonna do the first one that I requested. Okay, so her name is Strawberry. She's a single mom. She loves to spread love in a world filled with hate. She's a daily streamer, and her goal is for people to leave her streams with a smile. Everybody, welcome to Own It, Strawberry.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Oh my gosh, I love your background.
Thank you. It's a strawberry, actually.
It is. I mean, I figure that was your name. I
It's
figured
the
that
vibe.
it's the vibe. So how did that strawberry idea come about?
It's not featured show appropriate, but my name was Strawberry Shortcake for a little while, and then it just evolved to Strawberry because a lot of people kept asking me what my name is, and my name, I don't really care to share it. Like, I don't not care to share it, so I let them know, it's Strawberry. You can call me Strawberry. My name is Mary. That is my government name, but you can call me Strawberry or Straw.
That's really cute. That's really cute. When we're off of the show, I'm gonna ask you what the story is all about. Well, welcome to Own It, Strawberry, and I want to invite everyone on here to go favorite her right now, to go support her and check out her stream. She's a daily streamer. How long have you been streaming for?
I have been streaming basically for like 2 months over a year, so about 14 months now, almost always consistent, almost all the way through. There's a couple times I took like a week or so off, but I'm a consistent streamer for sure.
I love that. So give us some tips about staying consistent on here. What do you do?
It's really difficult, especially as a single mother. I actually like before I go to work, I'll drop my kid off at daycare at the appropriate time, and then I'll get on an hour before I have to go to work, and just chill with my people as they're waking up for the day. And then before I go to bed, I'll put my kid to bed, and I'll get on at bedtime and go to bed with my people. Not necessarily go to sleep on the stream, but like wind down the day. And I also go on stream like during lunch hour as well
So you stream like multiple times a day.
throughout the day so everybody can catch me.
Wow, I need to take tips for sure. I need to write this stuff down.
It can be difficult for sure. It's hard to maintain, and I don't always do all three every single day, but I try to be consistent about doing all of it.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. So, well, I love your background. You seem to be super cheerful and positive. So thank you for being here today. I because you specifically wrote in your bio that you believe in positivity in a world full with like hate, what made you think of that?
Well, I've been getting around on the app a little bit more. I don't know, people have been seeing my name some more. So, obviously, I've been going into some more streams, and I've been seeing some really hateful things and some hateful people out there, and it's not great to see. So I'm trying to break that curse that they've got on the app. There's a lot of bad stigmas that the app has gotten, and they don't deserve that.
Yeah, I figured it had something to do with that when I read that. So that's why I mentioned that in my intro. I personally, well, I'm also not on the app so much. I don't think, I know my most consistent time is Own It. That's where you can always catch me unless I'm booked on something but that doesn't, that's rare that I'm booked on something on a Tuesday. But I haven't really seen a lot of negativity locally. What do you do? And it's funny because this is like a topic that's been surfacing in the last couple of shows, and that, by the guests, you guys have been mentioning that. And I just wonder, like, how do you deal with that stuff?
I try to ignore it or I fight it with kindness. A lot of the time, people come into my stream and they've got some nasty words to say, and I just say thank you for your opinion and let them move on with their day. I just really don't like to shed light on the negativity. I'd rather shed light on the comments that are making me laugh, or keep a smile on my face because that's what brings a smile to everybody else's face. Smiles are contagious and laughter is contagious.
100%. So what's like your favorite thing about streaming so far?
Meeting all of the cool people, all of the different. I live in a really small town, like an itty bitty town. I'm from this town. I lived here for 20 years. And my population is literally 900 people. I grew up with this, I graduated with 42 kids in my class. I know all of their names, birthdays, their parents' names. So it's really nice to be opened up to the world and the community. I'm not going to say I was sheltered ever, because that's definitely not the case, but it's definitely nice to be around more like ethnic cultures and stuff like that.
Sometimes I'm really jelly of people that live in small towns because I live in LA, and LA, it's its own, like, you're in your own little bubble, right? But this is also a big bubble. This is not the real world. And it's really crazy out here.
Your bubble is just a little bit tight spaced, whereas mine is a little bit more roomy.
It's just crazy out here. Thank you. So like I'm so curious. Thank you, Gigi. So curious to know how, living in a small town but streaming, right? How did streaming come about for you, first of all?
Okay. This app used to be something completely different. I've been on it basically since I was a kid, because there used to be minors allowed on the app. It was called something completely different and everything. And I was not on the app because I just meet people. I live in a small community, so it was nice to meet people my age. but then I wasn't using it, and then I got back on it when I was 19, when I moved back from, I lived in Florida for 6 months. I moved back from Florida, and I got back on the app, and streaming was all of a sudden on here, and I was like, whoa, what is this? And I had met some guy on here, and he taught me a little bit about the streaming, and then I went and had a baby, and I came back. And ever since then, I've just been, hanging out. My kid's 2 now. I was a gifter far before a streamer. So I've been streaming for a year, but I was a gifter before that.
Okay, that's why you're a Black VIP. That explains a lot.
Not too much.
No, that makes sense. So that's really interesting because I've been on the app only for like it's gonna be 2 years in August, but not that long considering, but I actually, my story is a little bit different than a lot of people because a lot of people that I ask this question, they're like, yeah, I was like you, I was on it before, or like, oh, I got on it because I wanted to date. And for me, it was more like I was going through a breakup. We hadn't broken up yet, but we were like really, really bad. And one of my girlfriends was like, you should get on the app and kind of just meet people. And like, you're in the industry, you're so good at talking. We have this thing called live stream. And I was like, interesting. So I just one day got on it and met all these awesome people that welcomed me so warmly. And I think my experience on the app has been really positive, maybe because I don't stream every day. Maybe that's why. But I was like, oh, this is actually really cool because in my experience, I met all these people that were so authentic because in the environment that I'm in, there are not that many authentic people, right? So for me, it was like, oh my God, I'm meeting like actual cool, awesome, authentic people, and I started making friends. And I just think it's really interesting. I just wanted to share that.
That's definitely true too. There's a lot of very interesting people on here.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody to Own It. I want to make a quick pause and welcome you guys to the show. I'm seeing a lot of new faces around here. So let me introduce myself. My name is Cicely. I am Cuban, hence that Cuban girl. I was born and raised in Cuba, moved to the States at 14. And I've been in LA for 10 years. I'm in entertainment. I model. I do all these things. But the reason why I have Own It is because I love giving back to the community and talking about life and connecting. And Own It is all about you and I becoming the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. Every single Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, I have conversations with 2 amazing guests who are streamers, and we talk about the topic of the day. And today's topic of the day, also inspired by my amazing guest, is spreading love and positivity. So we're talking about spreading love and positivity. So I want to encourage you guys, if you want a safe community, if you want to meet amazing, uplifting streamers on here, this is a very positive time and featured hour. So make sure you favor my guests, you connect with them. They're always, my admin emoji Jay is so good at this. He always plugs me with like streamers that we have the same vibe, right? And I love that. So yeah, welcome. Thank you for being here. And right now I'm talking to my first guest, Mary, and she's been telling me a little bit about her story and what she likes and how she got here. So Mary, when you stream, what do you usually talk about?
Oh God, my streams are mostly just hangouts. I have a stream that's just, it's supposed to be somewhere that everybody feels welcome, that they feel like they can talk about whatever. To a certain extent, I keep politics and religion out of it because there's a lot of negativity and hate in both of those as well. But pretty much they could just expect that, a hangout sesh with Mary.
I love that. Awesome. Well, do you have anything you want to shout out or talk about right now?
I don't believe so. If you want to know anything about me, you can go to my Instagram, follow me on Instagram. You can see where all my next events are going to be. I'm going to be in quite a few here soon. So
I love that. Well, thank you for being on the show, Mary. I want to invite you to stay towards the end of the show if you can, because I usually like to invite both my guests back in the guest box and chat. But thank you. I appreciate your energy and being here.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'll see you in a little bit.
Bye.
Well, that was so nice, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in and for being here. I'm gonna do quick shout outs right now, okay? Because I've been seeing a lot of new faces on here. So I'm just gonna go through the comments real quick. Shout out to Jeremy, Love and Light. I'm seeing a lot of Love and Light. Is that a family? Are you guys part of a family? I'm curious. But shout out to Jeremy, to oh, you are okay. I love that. Amazing. Maybe you can tell me a little bit more about that later. Shout out to King Biggin, Steph, Jeremy. Oh, you okay? Awesome, Steph. I love that. Um, Shout out to who else? Brick Queen. Shout out to Gigi who was gifted me earlier. Thank you, Gigi. Who else? Let me go up. Jim, Zach, Tug and Pull, Russell, Emoji J, Harry, everybody, thank you so much for being here. And I'm gonna do a quick shout out to my top 3 gifters of the day so far. In number 3 is Strawberry. Thank you. Everybody go favorite Strawberry. She's one of my guests today and she's amazing. Number 2, King Biggin, thank you. And number 1, Gigi. I want to remind you guys at the very end of the show, at the feature hour, whoever's my number 1 supporter is going to become my newest bouncer, just as a way of me saying thank you for being here. Okay, so welcome to Own It. If you're just tuning in, this is a very positive show. And good question, that ramen. So Own It is all about owning the uniqueness of who we are. Basically, how we came up with the name Own It was because I am in entertainment, you know, I do all these things, but I also believe in being, thank you, Gigi, for the spotlight. I also believe in being positive and staying true to yourself and authentic. And that is what Own It has been able to give to me specifically because I don't think I live in a place where it's a little bit easy to get lost if you allow it to, or to get involved in the superficiality, like everything you guys see on TV, you know. Yes, that's what LA is. So for me, this brings me together. This kind of keeps me grounded. You know, meeting all of you guys out there really gives me, you know, I love my time on Tuesdays on here. And unless I'm booked on a job, I try not to miss it, right? So I'm just really grateful to be here. So that's what Own It is all about: connecting, becoming the best versions of ourselves, giving tips about different things. And a lot of times we talk about, you know, positive inner things. Other times we talk about actual tips on tangible things that we need to, you know, tools that we need as streamers. Which reminds me, next week's topic is going to be something very, very tangible because I am launching something very soon that I'm really excited about and you guys are going to love. So next week, I'm going to be giving actual tangible tips on something. So make sure you follow me on social media so you're up to date with everything going on, okay? So with that said, today's topic is spreading love and positivity. And before we move on, I'm going to give you the quote of the day, which is by Gandhi, if you guys know who Gandhi is. I love this quote. It's very simple. Gandhi was a very simple man, but I love it. I love it because sometimes we forget. And this is the quote: where there is love, there is life. Really think about this right now, okay? Where there is love, there is life. How do we create babies? You already know. Through love, right? So every time somebody has a business or whatever it is, if they're passionate about it, there's life behind it. They're excited. So I just thought that this was an amazing quote. Very simple yet very effective. Hopefully gets you thinking. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. And we're going to move on to my second guest of the day. Let me introduce her. My second guest of the day. um, who do you guys think it is? Who do you guys think it is? Well, you guys already know. There you go. Beautiful tragedy. My second guest of the day, she's a mom of 2. She loves streaming. She believes in positivity. She's the you. Oh my God, I've never seen that one before. She believes in positivity. She's a show host of Connect with Steph on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Everybody, welcome to Own It, Steph. And she's part of the Love and Light family.
Hello.
Hello, so good to meet you, Steph.
You too. Thank you for having me.
Of course. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your Love and Light family.
Okay. I have been on the app since my yearbook. I did leave for a few years, and when I came back, it was Meet Me. Had to learn what it was. So I've been on here many years since. I was a gifter for a year and a half, and I started streaming in July.
I love that. So what moved you from being a gifter into being a streamer?
Well, at first I was really, really shy. Like I wouldn't even get in people's boxes. But there were two streamers two top badges that I used to support who encouraged me and got me into streaming and told me, you can do this. And they encouraged me, and so did their family. So I started streaming. And then 3 months later, I started Connect with Steph.
Okay, so tell me about that.
Connect with Steph is a show about problems that face us every day, like we do anxiety and depression, grief and loss, stress. The last one was about addictions, and the next one's going to be about abuse. Just different problems that people have that is not talked about because there's a stigma around it. So my guests talk about their experiences with the topic, and I ask them questions, and they just, explain what they went through and how they got out of it and how they're doing, and
Is
let
this
people know they're not alone in how they're feeling and what's happened to them.
I love that. Is this a feature show?
It will be. I'm still getting it together.
I love it. I love it. Don't think about it too much. Just do it.
Oh yeah, it's a little nerve wracking. I'm learning the new format because I used to do it totally different. So I'm kind of learning the new format Emoji J set up for me. So it's still learning.
I love that. Well, everybody, favorite Steph. Everybody who's just tuning in, just let me make a quick pause before we continue with the conversation. Welcome to Own It. I see a lot of new faces on here, so thank you for checking it out. I know a lot of you guys are part of the Love and Light family, and I have favored a lot of you already on here. So I just want to say thank you so much for your energy, being here, supporting your friend Steph, and I'm so blessed and happy that I get to know you all right now. So this is Own It. Welcome to Own It. This is the show where you and I become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. We all connect with each other. I have amazing guests every Tuesday. We have different topics. And I think that's the idea behind feature shows, right? To connect authentically, build connections and friendships on here and so on. So today we're talking about just spreading positivity and love through here, ultimately. And Steph is the perfect person for that because she's part of the Love and Light family. So, Steph, when you're in your streams, in your Connect with Steph, what has been one thing that has really impacted you?
It's to be honest, it's the people who are able to talk about these situations. I am humbled by them because it is very difficult topic sometimes, and it's hard to talk about. It's hard to let it out because of, like I said, that stigma that's around, mental health situations. So I'm just trying to get people to come together and, focus on the positivity and how to get through life and how to come out of these situations through other people's experiences.
And that's the power of being a live streamer, right? There are so many people that reach out because they want connection. And I've heard so many stories from my guests of, yeah, I saved such and such because they were like in a bad place. And that's the beauty of the online community, in my opinion.
Definitely.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's amazing that you do that. So what's your vision for Love and Light and for your streams?
Well, I started the Love and Light family in December. We had already had people growing, and we decided to call it Love and Light because I say that every time I leave, or when I write, I'm always like, blessings with love and light. So we decided to call it the Love and Light family. And the goal is to just, like now, spread positivity and love and get connected with people, learn about people, and, just have a fun, get to know you type chill stream.
Yeah, and I think that's the most important thing, right? When we actually just want to connect and give back to people and all of that. Um, does how should I ask you this? You don't have to, of course, you don't have to give any like personal details or anything, but does what you do in your life have to anything to do with what you're doing on the streams?
Definitely. Like, excuse me, the connect with Steph. I've gone through a lot in my life. Having to deal with mental health issues, and other issues. So my way of getting through that and, helping other people helps me. So I just wanted, to show people, hey, you know what? You're not alone. Other people have the same feelings, same thoughts, and it's okay.
So how do you stay grounded when it comes to, because streaming takes a lot of energy out of you, and a lot of people don't realize this, but even I feel it after I do the show. I need to like recharge and stuff like that. So how do you stay grounded, or how do you stay healthy in order for you to give to all of us on the streams?
Well, I do a lot of like just playing on my phone when, I'm not doing anything, just sort of clear my mind and look at ridiculous stuff. Um, but I have a lot of people that do come to me to talk after the show or before the show or throughout the week. And that gets a little draining sometimes, but that's how I found out about people. That's how I help them. And then that's also how they want to be on the show. So it really doesn't bother me. The show actually helps me knowing that I'm helping somebody.
Have you obviously you've made really good friends on here. Have you is there anyone in particular that sticks out because you helped them specifically? You don't have to say who, but like, has it ever
Sure.
happened that you've specifically helped someone and they're like, oh
Yeah.
my gosh?
In the beginning of the Love and Light family, there was a man who came in really down on himself, really not in a good spot, and talking about wanting to hurt himself. So we put him in the box and just talked to him for 2 hours. Just let him spill out whatever he wanted to spill. This is before the Connect with Steph show. And he has told me many times it saved his life talking to us because he wasn't ready to be here anymore. So that, made me feel good that I can do that for someone.
Yeah, and that's the what's so beautiful about that. What are your do you have any like big plans for the streams? Like, do you want to be a top batch, or what's your plans?
Everybody wants me to be a top badge in my family, and I'm like, nope, not doing it. It's just too much work, too much stress, and I'm not about the gifts. I'm about friends. So I don't want to become that. That it has to be about gifts in order to survive being a top badge, and I don't want to become that.
That's a valid answer. Yes, you are. Everyone's like, be a top badge. I love that. Welcome everybody to Own It. This is your featured hour with me, that Cuban girl, every Tuesday, 5 p.m. Eastern time. During Own It, you and I become the best versions of ourselves through owning the uniqueness of who we are. Today, I have two amazing guests, Strawberry and Steph from Love and Light. And I want to encourage you guys to favor my guests and give them love and go to their streams, and for all of us to connect and empower each other and support each other, which is the whole idea of being a streamer, right? In my opinion. Today's topic is spreading love and positivity. And I think we've had a really good conversation about that. Steph, do you have any tips for anyone on here who might be needing a friend or needing some guidance or some words of encouragement?
Um, my thing is, I do like to do that for people. I'll read positive quotes. I post a ton of positive things on my Instagram and my stories on Snapchat. Just to, let people know there are ways to get out of things. They're not worthless. They have a purpose in this life. And I'm a friend, and so is my family. And if they really need someone, they can contact us anytime. There have been streams that I have ended very quickly because I've had friends that had emergencies and needed to talk. So that's what my purpose is here, to help friends and make friends and just connect with people.
I love that. Do you have anything? Do you want to plug in your streaming schedule or anything?
Um, well, I do a show called, it's not really a show, it's just a stream kind of thing, called Steph After Dark on Saturday nights, and it's basically a stream that's not PG, but it's fun. And then Connect with Steph on Sunday nights at 9 p.m.
I love that. Well, thank you so much, Steph, for being here. I want to invite you to stay a little bit longer. I'm going to invite both you and Strawberry at the end of the show for final chats. And everybody, please favorite Steph and check out her streams. And they're both going to be back in just a few minutes. Thank you, Steph.
Thank
I'll
you.
see you soon. Of course. Well, my loves, that was an amazing conversation. I love meeting amazing women, amazing people on here. What is this? Random. But I love that conversation. Um, yeah, I think it's so important to spread love and positivity on here. 100%. Thank you, Mary. And I just love meeting new friends and making new connections with streamers on here. So welcome to Own It. If you're just tuning in right now, this is a featured hour that happens here exclusively on the live streaming community of Meet Me Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, or if you're on my side of the world, 2 p.m. Pacific Time. My name is Cicely. I am an entertainer. I am in Los Angeles. I model. I do a lot of different things. But I, more importantly, believe in the topic of today: love, positivity, good vibes, spirituality. I am not here to impose my ideas on anyone. This show is merely my own opinion and the opinion of my guests, okay? If this is for you, you stick around. If it's not for you, you don't have to stick around. But I do want you to know I appreciate your energy. I appreciate you being in the comment box and sharing your energy. I appreciate the gifts, the support, the hearts, all of the above. It means a lot to me. So thank you for just showing up and being here. Today I've had two amazing women share their ideas on love and positivity and their own different stories. And we're actually going to have them back in just a few minutes here in the chat box. But I wanted to, well, before I move on, before I continue, I'm going to give some shout outs. Okay, let's do some shout outs. Shout out to Benny, Jeremy, Brick Queen, King Biggin. Thank you, Benny. My amazing admin emoji, Jay, Josh. Who else? Shaw Mary. Thank you for the gift, my love. Christopher, Robin, Christian, Devin, Lee, Antonio, Simpson. Just shout out to everyone. Oh, and shout out to Just Roar, who was here earlier. He's a dear friend of mine that I haven't seen in a long time, but he was here earlier. Thank you, Just Roar, for being here. Okay, my loves. So we reached the end of the featured hour very shortly, but I do want to give you the tip of the day, because if you've been here before, we do quote of the day, tip of the day, all the things. So for me, the biggest tip that I have to give you today on spreading love and positivity is to have love and positivity towards yourself first. And it sounds very corny or simple or whatever, but how can you spread love and positivity if you don't feel that way about yourself? You can't. And if you do, it's not going to be authentic. That is just my opinion. But but if you are kind to yourself and you give love to yourself and you spread positivity to yourself, then you're able to give back. I was just sharing with you guys a few moments ago that a lot of time, streaming takes a lot of energy. Maybe it's just me because I'm spiritual. I don't know. I mean, we're all spiritual, but I'm sensitive to energy. Streaming takes a lot of energy. So every time I do the show or something, I have to take a pause and do something to ground myself or to recharge myself. And that's what happens with love and positivity and spreading it, like especially if you're a streamer who spreads love and positivity in your streams, you have to make sure that you're doing that for yourself. And a lot of times we forget to pamper ourselves. A lot of times we forget to really, really take care of ourselves because we're so invested and worried or concerned with doing it for others. Like, for example, Straw Mary, she mentioned she's a mom, right? So I'm sure she's the type of people that she needs to also recharge. And sometimes we forget, right? But it's so important because if we're always around people and giving people our energy and helping them, we also need that for ourselves. So that's like my biggest tip with that. Obviously, I always talk about grounding yourself and how you do that. How I personally do that is I'm a Taurus, by the way, so my birthday's coming up, but I'm an earth sign. If you believe in that or not, it's fine. But I love being out in nature and like walking barefoot on my patio and hugging trees. I generally hug trees. Yes, I am a tree hugger for sure. I feel like it recharges me and it gives me energy. And there's a lot of powerful energy in nature. So for me, spreading love and positivity is also doing that for others, especially if we're streamers, right? Like you go into people's streams, just be kind and listen, because a lot of times people just need to feel heard. A lot of times we think we need to talk, but a lot of times all we need to do is listen to other people because sometimes they just want to vent. So that is my 2 cents on that. That is the tip of the day from me. It's very simple, but don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Oh, thanks. But yeah, that's just my own thoughts. Thank you for the hearts. So I'm gonna give quick shout outs before I continue to my top gifters of the stream today, my top supporters. In number 5, Strawberry, thank you. Number 4, Brendo Mando. Number 3, Gigi. Number 2, Just Roar. Thank you, my friend. And number 1, Yolo, who I haven't seen him before. I favored him. But Yolo right now, it's in the leaderboard. I don't think he's here anymore, but hopefully he is, because if he becomes the bouncer, I gotta assign it to him. But with that said, I am going to invite both both of my guests of the day to quickly request the chat box for final thoughts, remarks, and all that good stuff. Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back, beautiful people. Did you guys know each other?
No, I've never seen him. I definitely do now, and I've got her favorite as well.
Favorite too.
I love that. No, this is one of my favorite things about this show and why I do both guests at the end, because a lot of times you guys don't know each other. And and then actually my last show, both my guests were dating and I had no idea.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then I invited them in the chat box and I'm like, oh, did you guys know each other? And the girl Bunny's like, yeah, we're actually dating. I'm like, what? How did I not know this?
That's fun.
Yeah, but now you both know each other and I love that. Me too. I'm gonna be checking out your streams when I'm around for sure. But I just wanted to know, there's a question that I like asking my guests at the end of every show. And the question is, what is one thing that you can own about yourself that helps you in your journey?
I think that I am a really positive person. I love everyone. My favorite quote is, if people can hate for no reason, I can love for no reason. So I say to everybody, I love you. And some people get weirded out. And I'm just like, I love you as a person, as a human being. And know you have somebody that gives a crap about you. So I think that's what I like about myself most, and I'm here for people and just to listen.
I'm going to interrupt real quick, but I love that you said that because that's something that I believe in too. And I have friends who take the word love very seriously, which I understand why. But I'm also on the other side of the spectrum where I also believe that we're here to love. And I don't think you telling somebody you love them has to be this monumental thing that only few people are deserving of, you know? So I love that you said that.
That's my favorite saying.
Mary?
I'd like to say probably the one thing that I can own about myself is that I'm a very welcoming person. I'm easy to approach, so I feel like that's like the one thing I actually preach about on here is like I'm not going to be somebody that could be recruited to hate anybody. So if somebody has like an issue with someone else, I don't care. Everybody's welcome with me. I don't care. Don't bring it to me, but we're always welcome. So that's the one thing I feel like really I can take with myself and move on and you know, I'm just very welcoming.
I love that. And I want to ask you, I don't usually ask this, but I'm just curious. What's your biggest dream?
Like in like
In
life and
life.
life,
In life, yeah.
to
Well,
be
if you want to
happy.
share.
To be happy. That's just my biggest dream, to be happy. I just want to be happy and live in wealth that is happiness. Like my wealth is happiness at the end of the day. So to just be happy.
Steph?
Um, well, I actually am looking into being a peer support specialist where you have a diagnosis and you work at clinics and hospitals in groups of people that have similar situations going on. And it's just a peer support thing. And my other goal is to continue to build the Love and Light family, get my merch out there, and become a better streamer.
I love that. Well, good luck with that. Very happy to meet both of you today. I love connecting with new people on here that are good vibes. Shout outs to the Love and Light family and Strawberry. I love your little Strawberry and like your whole vibe. I'm gonna be checking out both of your streams. So thank you so much for both of you for being here. Oh, and lastly, your show. So Steph, your show is when? Sundays?
Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern.
And Strawberry, you stream when?
I stream morning time, lunchtime, and bedtime Eastern.
I love that. Well, thank you, ladies, for being here. I really appreciate your support and just your energy today. And we'll be talking very, very soon.
Of course, thank you for
Thank you for
having
having
us.
me.
Of course. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Well, my loves, this is the end of the featured hour almost. We have a few minutes left, but I just want to express my gratitude to all of you guys for being here, for always showing up on the show, for your energy, your input, your tips, all of the above. And I always end up learning a lot from you guys as well. And it keeps me really grounded, and I love that. I want to remind you guys what my Instagram is. Emoji J, can you please drop my IG on here? And I want to invite you all to please connect with me on Instagram. I know my Instagram is my portfolio essentially for booking stuff, but don't let that intimidate you. Like, I just DM me if you're respectful. I'm always gonna get back to you, and I want to build connections with you guys. So make sure you connect with me on there, and if you want to be a guest on the show, connect with my amazing admin Emoji J. And also I want you to connect with me on Instagram, because next week I'm going to be launching something that is going to be very beneficial for all of us out here, so we can all learn a few new things and become better, okay, at what we are doing. All right, like tangible things. Also, next week's show topic is going to be tangible tips on something, but I'm going to be announcing that as well later on my IG. For now, I want to say and give the shout out to my newest bouncer of the day. YOLO. Is YOLO still here? Thank you, Jeremy, for the favorite. I appreciate you. Thank you, Jonathan. Shout out to you. Is YOLO still here? YOLO, is YOLO here? I don't think YOLO's here. But if anybody knows YOLO, can you guys let him know he's my newest bouncer? Yeah, so I just made YOLO my newest bouncer. If you guys know him, please let him know. But with that said, thank you guys for being here. You're all amazing. Next week, we're going to have a new intro. I'm going to be announcing something, and we're going to be giving you guys tangible tips on something that we can all use for what we do. So make sure you connect. Thank you to my amazing guest, Steph. You're very welcome. I really loved meeting you and talking to you. And to my other amazing guest, Sean Mary. And shout out to Emoji J. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything, but I think that's it. Thank you guys, and make sure